Let us all welcome Dr. Nhorly Domenden. Hello, Dr. Nhorly. How are you doing?
Ayan. Ayaw ko na mag-talk.
Why naman po?
Pagkatapos nyo kami pakiligin, di ba? Naglabas na ako ng... Okay, sige. Sobrang galing naman yan. So I think that's an original composition, ano? So the lyric, the melody, the singer himself is a complete package. So yes ka for me. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, sige. Elisha?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ellie. I really admire the voice, the song itself, and perhaps I would like to request for a video of that song. Baka bibilhin ko yung kanta mo. And napakagaling. But then again, my dear Louisians, good evening na, no? Good afternoon pa lang. Good afternoon, and thank you for considering me to be part of your requirement sa class na ito. So I will try my best, my dear mga anak, no, na galingan sa top ko para baka naman tumaas yung grade nyo din dito. Anyway, sige. So the topic that you gave me is actually fitting and timely, considering that I have just released my first motivational book, which is the Flourishing Through Positivity. That's it. Ayan. So saktong-sakto nakare-release lang niya this December, and this is actually the first time that I'm gonna present the parts of the book or the contents of the book in public. Ayan. So hindi na kayo bibili para malaman niyo yung laman ng book ko, kundi tawag dito, libre na. But still, if you want to have a copy of the book, kasi iba pa rin yung may binabasa kayo, then feel free to tell me later on. Wait lang. Hindi ko siya ma-share dahil nakasara ito. There you go. All right, so this is Flourishing Through Positivity. Originally, you gave me the title na ano yun? Flourishing Relationship. But then again, flourishing in a relationship is only one of the parts of my topic this afternoon. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so flourishing through positivity. My dear mga anak, the Philippines or even the world is actually stricken by this pandemic, and even with a lot of natural and man-made calamities, all through the years, no? Na pagkatapos pa lang ng isa, di pa tayo nakakabagon masyado, may mga dumarating na naman na mga unos. And there's no other way para sa atin than to move on, than to move forward. And that we need a lot of dose of positivity. That is why what I'm gonna share you this afternoon are based on the theories and principles of psychology, philosophy, and of course the wisdom that I gained all through my 6 years of existence. 6 years of existence. Di ko na sasabihin kung ilan. Okay. So, but before anything else, as I've mentioned a while ago, please allow me to plug my book. This is the Flourishing Through Positivity, copyrighted ngayong 2020. So, we're actually doing this for a cause. So, a book for a cause, a book to read, a meal to give. So, the proceeds of this fundraising will go to our kids sa isang foundation na inaalagaan po namin. So read and be inspired, give it as a gift and inspire others. And so if you get more copies, you will be a supporter of our advocacy. Okay, so this is just 150 pesos plus shipping sa malayo. But if you get 5, that's free shipping na. And if you get 10, free shipping and another additional free copy. Ayan. Thank you so much for the opportunity to plug. So now let us start my discussion. Okay, so sabi ko, positivity starts in us. Positivity starts in me. So based on my personal experiences, no, we cannot become positive even if people would push us to do so. Even if people are, too pushy, or even if there are a lot of motivations out there, if we do not start it with ourselves, then nothing will happen. And so I want to start my presentation with saying that happiness and success are not goals, but they are journeys. When you say happiness and success are goals, kasi, di ba? It's like we have to wait for years or for days, weeks, months, or years, no, na ma-achieve natin or makamtan natin yung ating mga pinapangarap bago tayo maging happy. Just like for example, for a student, no, kailangan pang hintayin niya na makagraduate siya ng college para mas ma-consider siya na happy or successful. But then again, mga anak, do we have to wait? Do we really have to wait that long for us to be happy or successful? Can we not make our journey itself? Can we not make every day happy and successful? So that is my mantra sa buhay. We don't have to wait for years. We don't have to wait na matapos natin or ma-achieve natin yung ating mga pinapangarap for us to be considered happy and successful. Because if our happiness and success are measured by the things that we achieve, then we will never be happy. Take note, my dear mga anak, that man is never contented. That when we achieve something, we get another, diba, bigger or higher goal. And that makes us parang postpone again yung happiness na yon. So hindi matatapos yung ating pakikibaka para maging masaya or happy tayo. So, in order for us to become happy, we have to make the journey itself. We have to make every day, every experience. Hindi kailangang o hindi kailangang mahirap or burdensome ang pag-aaral. Dapat sa pag-aaral pa lang, na-enjoy natin yung ating ginagawa. And considering that, sabi ko nga dito, happiness and success are not goals, but instead they are supposed to be journeys, no? No one is unhappy because of others. It's like no matter what other people do, no matter what other people would give you, if you are not contented, if that is beyond or hindi siya swak dun sa definition mo of happiness or success, then you will never feel happiness or success. Diba? So no one is unhappy because of others. Ibig sabihin, we are responsible for our own happiness. And we have to start by defining happiness. Diba? So if you want to be happy, we have to first define happiness. Diba? There are people kasi, like for example, our parents, no? Sabi nila, they want us to be happy, they want us to be successful. However, they impose things, no? Yung mga decisions nila, yung mga gusto nila, ipinipilit nila sa atin kung minsan or ini-impose nila sa atin kung minsan without knowing that these things are not the things that we want, are not the things that make us happy. And so if we really want to be happy or if we really want other people to be happy, we have to know their definition. If you want to be happy, you have to define your own happiness, and that would be your basis dun sa iyong mga gagawin. Okay? Ayan. So positivity really starts in ourselves. Okay? So unang-una, another one, after defining your happiness, then we have to set your goals. Okay? And that is your ikigai. So when we say ikigai, this is the reason why we are waking up each morning. This is the reason why we are doing things. If you are doing something that you do not know the reason, if you are doing something that you do not know the meaning of that thing sa iyong buhay, then you are like a ship, no? Or a boat sailing, going nowhere, or sailing without definite destination. So if you really want to have a more meaningful life, if you really want to flourish in life, then we have to find or establish your ikigai, the reason why we are living or the reason why we are waking up. So when we say ikigai, it does not necessarily na long term siya, okay? We can have it tidbits. It's just like, setting your goals for a day or setting your goals for some intermediate goals natin and long-term goals, okay? So that's the way we set our goals. Napapansin niyo ba mga anak that there are days or there are times wherein we do a lot of things, okay? We accomplish a lot of things. But at the end of the day, we still feel frustrated or we still feel unaccomplished or feeling natin wala tayong nagawa na productive sa araw na ito. That kahit marami na tayong ginawa. That happens because pwedeng ni isa doon sa mga ginawa mo ay hindi mo siya sinet as goal mo for that day. Take note that a set goal will determine yung ating achievement. Okay? So hindi mo masasabing achievement yung isang bagay kapag hindi yun ang sinet mong goal mo sa araw na yon. Okay? So the secret to be happy every day is to set your goal, no matter how small it is. Like for example, sa araw na ito, kailangan matulungan ko si nanay sa paghuhugas. That is already a goal. Okay? At once na nagawa mo yon, that will give you a sense of accomplishment. The other things na matatapos mo sa araw na yon, those are just bonuses. Okay? And that will add up dun sa sense of fulfillment mo sa araw na yon. So first things first, we have to set our goals every day, a short-term goal and a long-term goal. Okay? So, further, para mas maging inclined yung mga goals natin na ito sa ating mga buhay, we have to establish our personal life philosophies. Di ba? Establish natin, ito yung pinanghawakan natin that no matter what happens, hindi ako bibitaw. No matter what happens, there is still this guiding philosophy sa aking buhay. Okay? Di ba? Napapansin niyo ba yung mga anak na we want to be successful, we want to achieve something in life. Pero minsan ito yung course na gusto mo pero nababago siya dahil sa circumstances, no? May mga plano tayo pero hindi natin na-achieve yung mga yun dahil hindi natin kontrolado lahat ng circumstances. And when you have a philosophy in life, no matter how many changes, no, yung pwedeng mangyari, kapag alam natin kung ano yung philosophy natin, no, pwedeng mabago yung pamamaraan, pwedeng mabago yung immediate goals natin or yung mga pamamaraan na kung paano natin i-achieve yung mga goals natin. For as long as we keep on that philosophy, hindi tayo mawawala doon sa goal natin, doon sa achievement ng philosophy ng buhay natin. So, along this way, sabi ko dito, our past does not define us. It is how we make use of it and make a difference in the present in preparation for the future. I said this because, di ba, when you introduce a person, like for example kanina, when you introduce me, you talk about my accomplishments, you talk about achievement alike. Di ba ang sarap pakinggan? But then again, even sa Facebook, no, we post our achievements, we post yung ating masarap na kinakain, but we are not posting kung gaano kahirap nating pinag-ipunan yung pera na pambili ng mga pagkain or gadgets na mayroon tayo. More often than not, people see the output, but they do not see the process of achieving those things. That is why, allow me this afternoon to share to you kung paano ko na-achieve, no, yung aking success. And I hope makakuha kayo ng mga aral dito. So I am a farmer's son, no? At a very early age, at a very young age, no, mga 5 taon or 6 na taon, kailangan ko nang tumulong sa pagsasaka. Okay? When we don't have work sa bahay, sa bukid, no, doon kami sa bahay, we also do a lot of household chores then. I was also a bullied person. I was a battered child, no, physically, psychologically battered, and I had a painful childhood. That if I look at those things, there is a possibility that I have been a troublemaker. I have been a rebellious person. And so because of this pain, I dreamed to become an NPA, di ba? You know, at CPP NPA. I almost joined them, considering that I grew up in a place where NPAs are very common by then. But then again, there was another light, no? There was another option that was given to me. Na yung panahon na nag-graduate ako ng high school, my father told me that he's not gonna send me to college because he really doesn't want me to, to achieve something kasi iba nga yung pananaw niya, iba yung tingin niya sa akin. That actually pushed me to really join the NPA, become rebellious, and babalikan ko yung mga taong nanakit sa akin, ng abuso sa akin and everything. But during that time, nag-graduate ako ng high school, biglang nawalang may NPA. And I was also an active member of the church by then, okay? And so one Sunday, I was tasked to share my insight about the Bible, no, or about a Bible verse, no. So I just actually expressed my opinion about it. And the elders, yung mga matatanda doon, to include yung aming katekista, were fascinated, no, with the way I shared, with the way I interpreted the Bible, until I was offered priesthood, no. They encouraged me to enter the priesthood. Sabi ko noon, my God, ako yung nakikipagpatayan. I almost joined the NPA and yet I will join the priesthood. Tapos inisip ko noon, hindi ako makapag-asawa, di ba? So that was the greatest thing that I have to consider. Hindi ako makakapag-asawa. Yung pagpapakabait, kaya ko pa pero yung hindi pag-aasawa, my God. So sabi ko, until such time that I was able to convince myself, no, to join the priesthood. It was a hard process, no? Considering na yung first option ko ay sobrang layo doon sa option na binibigay nila. But then again, sabi ko, if this is the way na maiwan ko ang lugar na nanakit sa akin, if this is the way na maiwan ko ang mga taong nanakit sa akin, then I'm gonna do it. Because I really want to make a difference. So this is my philosophy in life. I will make a difference. So if I'm not gonna leave my place, then there's nothing different na mangyari. If I'm not gonna change the people around me, 'di ba? Then there's not gonna be a change dun sa buhay na meron ako. So sabi ko mahirap man, no, medyo hirap man yung kalooban ko na tanggapin yung option na ito, then I proceed for as long as I will make a difference. And making a difference, my dear mga anak, is not easy. It's not a bed of roses. It's not always comfortable. Sometimes you have to do things that are, unconventional. Sometimes you have to do things that are, sobrang hirap. Pero ito yung masasabi ko sa inyo. If you travel the road na madali, then everyone else will be traveling that road. Okay? Kung ang gusto mo ay madali lang, kung ang gusto mong gawin ay madali lang, then lahat ng tao or karamihan ng mga tao, yun din ang gagawin niya. And what happens? Magiging traffic, di ba? Magiging traffic ang daan. So, if we want to make a difference, di ba? We have to do something different as well. Travel the roads that are less traveled. This is full of uncertainties. This is full of, fears, no, and anxiety. But then again, sabi nga, this fear and anxiety should not stop us from doing something different. No? Take note that when we are fearful or anxious, we need to prepare even more. So fear and anxiety should not stop us, but this should allow us to prepare even more. Di ba? Nagiging fearful tayo because we are not certain. Nagiging fearful tayo because we are not prepared to confront the things that may come along. But when we prepare ourselves, when we visualize the negative things that may possibly come, then we will be able to prepare ourselves to confront these uncertainties. And if we also visualize ourselves succeeding in that endeavor, then that would fuel us to go regardless or no matter how hard it may be. Okay? So that's my philosophy. I will make a difference. So because of that philosophy, yung ating mga plano hindi nangyari, hindi natupad na as they planned. But then again, sabi ko nga, kahit maiba man yung rota, kahit maiba man yung pamamaraan ng aking pagdating sa aking pangarap, for as long na alam ko yung pangarap ko, alam ko kung saan ako pupunta, pwedeng mas humaba yung journey, but then again, the bottom line is, I will get there. Another one is a more fatty. This is what I'm saying. That we have a lot of plans for our lives. No? Pero hindi lahat ng plano natin ay nangyayari. No? Hindi lahat ng pangyayari ay sumasang-ayon sa atin. Of course, dumarating yung point that we get disappointed. We get frustrated. But then again, mga anak, we have to love that fate. Fate as in F-A-T-E. Kumbaga yung parang destiny. So fate, no, is the blueprint of life that has been laid down before us long time before even we were even placed in this universe. Of course, hindi natin alam kung ano yung fate na yon. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung nasa blueprint na yon. That is why, aside from planning for our lives, we have to allow ourselves to be shaped and be reshaped, to be redirected when we need to. Because the circumstances that are given to us are not by accident. They are actually placed in the blueprint of life. Okay? So mabago man yung rota natin, for as long as, we have our goals, we have our philosophies in life, we will not get out of track. Okay? So love the faith. I am not saying na since mayroong destiny na sinasabi natin, I am not saying that we don't have to plan. Of course, we have to plan for our lives, whether it be short-term or long-term. But, ang sinasabi ko, we have to be very flexible enough that when the circumstances, when there is a need for us to bend, to bow, to drop, and to stand up and dance again, then we have to do so. Because I believe that these are part of the grand design. These are part of our faith. And so we have to love our faith, a more fatty. Further, along our way, there may be people that would put us down, or sometimes even us would put ourselves down. No, sometimes we look at our weaknesses, we look at our limitations. Okay, we look at the things that we don't have and the things that we cannot do, and that makes us very small. And you know what? literally I was a small boy, no? I entered college na I was just 4'11", ang payat ko, ang liit ko. So they would always bully me na pandak pandak pandak, something like that, no? So the first time that they told me that, no? Sabi ko, oh, that's just a joke, no? Or siguro description, no? Kasi pandak naman talaga ako. The second time that they told me that, kasi alam ko lang pandak ako, hindi mo na ulit-ulitin, no? The second time that they told me that, then sabi ko, this is already insulting, no? This is bullying. And the third time that they told me that, no? I stood up and told them, it is not how big you are, it is what you can do. The very moment that I made a stand to show these people who are belittling me, no, I felt like I was the Goliath in the classroom. I felt like I was the tallest. I was taller than the tallest classmate that I ever had. So don't allow yourselves to be undermined, to be belittled by people because of your weaknesses and your limitations. Instead, you have to look at your strengths. You have to look at your positive values and capitalize on them. Look at Nick Vujicic, the one with no, upper limbs and lower limbs, but is now known as a motivational speaker worldwide. He did not look at what he doesn't have, but he looked at what he have. He looked at what he can do, and look at him now. He is even bigger than the tallest people in their community. Another one is that turn your negative thoughts into positive energies. Mga anak, every day, pwedeng may mga pangyayari na nakakasakit sa atin. May mga pangyayari that put us down, that would make us frustrated or disappointed. And of course, it's natural to feel negative. It's natural to think something negative. Okay? It's normal. It's perfectly normal. But do not allow those negative thoughts and emotions to settle there. Unang-una kasi, ang technique doon is that allow it to flow muna. That is the passive way of dealing with negative thoughts or emotions. Kasi it's normal eh. No? Take note, every thought and every emotion has its energy. Okay? Na yung energy na yan, kailangang ma-express. So allow that thought, allow that emotion to express itself. Pag hindi mo pinansin, mawawala yan ng kusa. Parang yung nanliligaw sa'yo, di ba? Huwag mong pansinin. Basta wag mo lang pansinin. Dahan-dahan mawawala yan sa buhay mo. Ganon din ang negative thought and emotion. But then again, when the negative thought or emotion is persistent, hindi siya nawawala, hindi siya natatanggal, that's the time that we have to do an active effort. Okay? By the way, may I request everyone to please turn on your cameras because I am actually browsing yung mga participants para makita ko yung mga reactions nyo. At mas lalo akong na-inspire kasi ang gaganda at ang gagwapo pala ng mga taga-SLU. Yan. Okay, so nasaan na ako? Ayun. If the negative thought or emotion ay hindi nawawala, that's the time that we have to do an active effort to distract it, no? Distract it. Or, take note, sabi ko nga, it has an energy of its own. And so we have to channel that energy into something that is more productive para mag-flourish tayo, para mas maging positive tayo. So, looking back at my story kanina, I was a battered child, so sobrang sakit ng sama ng loob ko sa school, no? I was misjudged by my teachers and everyone, no? It was really a not so good story to tell. Okay, until such time that I decided to leave my Abra. No, I left Abra and went to Urdaneta kasi nandun yung seminary na pagdadalhan sa akin. So as I left our place, no, habang tinitingnan ko yung mga puno, yung mga bahay, yung mga taong nadadaanan ko habang paalis yung sasakyan, lahat ng mga memories na hindi magaganda ay nag-flashback. And I was really crying. Then I said to myself, I will leave this place crying and I will come back and make you cry. I promise that to myself. Punong-puno ng sakit, punong-puno ng galit, punong-puno ng hinagpis yung aking puso. At yun ang binaon ko. Now, my journey in the seminary was not that good. Akala ko maging seminarista ako. But then again, hindi pala. The first night that I was endorsed to the seminary, sabi ng isang brother, ano naman magagawa niyan dito? Ang liit-liit. I was belittled because of my height. And sabi ko noon, bakit kailangan ba matangkad ka para maging pari ka? The next morning, that's the time that I learned na hindi ako in-endorse doon para maging seminarista, kundi para maging working student. So sabi ko, being a working student, kaya ko yan. Nagtrabaho ko sa bukid eh. But I was given another type of job. No? Unang sabak ko, it was a construction. A small boy, di ba? Fresh grad in high school, 4'11 ang height, sobrang payat, sinabak sa construction. It was very difficult. Sakit ng katawan, everything. I have to do domestic works, like I have to clean the rooms. Kailangan ko magkiskis ng inodoro with bare hands, no? I have to take care of the piggery and everything. Alam mo yun, parang katulong. Alam mo yung kwento ng mga katulong na sa ibang bansa? Name them and I had them. Okay? Yung matutulog ka ng alas 10 ng gabi, magigising ng alas 4, or gigisingin ka ng madaling araw dahil may bisita ka na kailangang paghandaan, something like that. I had all these things. Plus, kailangan kong mag-maintain ng mataas na grade para ma-maintain yung aking scholarship. That was not an easy one. That was not an easy journey. But then again, I proved them. The brother who told me na, ang late-late naman yan, anong magagawa niyan dito? No? Kinain niya yung salita niya when I proved him what I can do. No? Yung magkakarga ako ng mga beds, alam mo yung wooden beds talaga, literally kinakarga ko yun mag-isa from the second floor to the other building. No? To the point na binibiro nila ako na may naglalakad na kama. No? So that's it. So I was, alam mo yun, and sabi ko, ang hirap ng mga trabahong ito, gusto ko nang sumuko. Pero pag susuko ako, babalik ako sa amin. And I have to suffer the same, difficulties na pinagdaanan ko noon. And I will not make a difference pag susuko ako at babalik ako doon. So yung galit ko noon sa mga tao na yan, yung energy na yun ang ginamit ko para madala ko yung malalaking kama. Yun ang ginamit ko para maputol ko yung mga punong pinapaputol sa akin. I made use of my anger, no, to fuel me para magkaroon ako ng lakas para magtrabaho, para mag-aral. Until such time that I was able to, dahan-dahan na ma-achieve yung aking mga pangarap. And the sweetest revenge is proving that they are wrong. Sabi nila sa akin noon, you will not go anywhere. I'm sorry. Medyo na-stimulate yung mga yan. But this is no longer a tear of pain, but this is actually a tear of joy. This is again this, as I have said, this is my first time to share the contents of my book, the book where I wrote my life and the lessons that I learned. Okay. So the sweetest revenge is proving that they are wrong. So sinasabi nila sa akin noon na hindi ka makapag-aral, no? Magma-Manila boy ka na lang. Almost akong naniwala noon. Tapos sabi ng tatay ko, I'm sorry for this word but I would just like to share. Sabi ng tatay ko, ba't ka pa mag-aaral? Gago ka rin lang naman. Pag nakapag-aral ka, di mas gago ka. So that was the word. That was so painful. At ginamit ko yun. Baon-baon ko yun. So, pagkatapos ng, graduate na ako ng college, no? In our class, ako lang yung nagkaroon ng honor. And instead of me delivering the valedictory address, I asked my mother and father to deliver a speech for me. I asked them to go on stage and, isuot sa akin yung mga medalya, yung mga parangal na yun. And there I saw how regretful they are. Doon ko nakita kung paano nagbago yung tingin nila sa akin. Pero sabi ko, yes, sabi ko noon sa sarili ko, yes, I was able to make a difference. Nabago ko yung pananaw ng pamilya ko sa akin. But it's not enough. I have to make a difference. I have to change the image na nabuo dun sa community, dun sa school namin, dun sa aking mga teachers and mga classmates. So usually, di ba, pag JS prom or graduation, yung mga school nag-invite sila ng mga successful people, no, na mag-deliver ng speech. No? So I was waiting kasi I graduated with honor eh. Dun sa klase namin, dalawa kaming graduate sa kolehiyo, no, na may honor. So na-invite na siya, tapos ako, hindi ako na-i-invite. So sabi ko, the school really doesn't want me. Until such time, 17 years after my high school graduation, I was invited. And it was very momentum because it was my birthday. And saktong-sakto, 17 years ago, on that same day, birthday ko din, I was there sitting, no? I was there sitting as a senior student attending the promenade. So it was really a good flashback. And then I took that opportunity, yung gabi na yon, I took that as an opportunity to thank the people, to thank all my teachers from elementary to high school kasi maiisang campus yon, no? Inisa-isa ko sila to include the lessons, the greatest lessons that I learned from them. To include the pains that they gave me. And there I revealed to them yung promise ko sa sarili ko. That I left this place crying and I promised myself to come back and make you cry. And true enough, on that same night, everyone was crying. I don't know, pwedeng empathy or pwedeng guilt. Guilt dahil napatunayan ko na mali yung kanilang iniisip sa akin. And yun yung sinasabi ko, that the sweetest revenge is proving that they are wrong. Maliitin ka nila, hayaan mo lang, but prove them na hindi ka ganun kaliit. You don't have to say anything after. You don't have to retaliate. Let your success speak for you. You don't have to say a word. Another one, after rebuilding ourselves, after making ourselves positive, mas makikinabang or mas kapakipakinabang yon when we share it. Have you ever experienced, mga anak, yung mayroong nakakatuwang pangyayari sa'yo or celebration or mayroon kang success, pero ikaw lang yung nagse-celebrate? Pwedeng masaya tayo, di ba? Pero para tayong syunga, yay! Congratulations to me! Parang gano'n, di ba? Para tayong syunga, no? So, sabi nga ng isang philosopher, the value of a thing is not determined by its benefit to the doer, but the action becomes more valuable, no, when more people are benefited. That is why when you see that something is beneficial to you, when you have discovered something na napakaganda, you have to share it para mas kapakipakinabang yun ang discover mo na yan. Take note, mga anak, that when we share a lesson from our life, we are not just sharing the lesson, but we are also sharing our lives. Because it took us a part of our life to learn that lesson. And so when we share that lesson, we are also sharing a part of our life. Diba? Ayan. So sabi ko dito, you have to build relationships because they are life resources. And when we say life resources, sila yung panggagalingan ng ating mga pangangailangan, no? Whether it be temporal needs, di ba? Pag wala kang makain, pwedeng may magpautang sa'yo or magbigay sa'yo ng pagkain. Pag kailangan mo na makikinig sa'yo, pwedeng may dadamay sa'yo, di ba? Mag-aya lang din ng inuman, mga ganon. Kung gusto mo na pag-expressan ng galit mo, may nakikinig lang sa'yo, tapos susugsugan ka pang susugod, something like that. So these are life resources. And these are life treasures or riches. Sabi ko nga, ito yung kayamanan sa buhay, totoong kayamanan sa buhay. There was one time that when an attorney, no, told me na, Doc, ang yaman-yaman muna. Pero sabi ko, ano naman yung kayamanan ko? At saka kung mayaman na ako sa mayroon ako ngayon, di mas mayaman ka dahil sa marami kang properties. But then sabi niya sa akin, no, because ang tunay na kayamanan mo ay yung mga tao na kapaligid sa'yo. Kasi anywhere you are, alam mo yung parang Mr. Congeniality, no? Anywhere you are, you have friends. Doon ko na-realize na, oo nga pala, I may not have every material things that I want, but I have a lot of people who are there helping me, supporting me, cheering me up, no? When I'm down, and celebrating with me when I'm happy. So yun, build relationships. And you know what, my dear mga anak? Relationships or connecting with other people make our life more meaningful. Just try to imagine yung isang buhangin, okay? Pag tiningnan mo yung isang buhangin bilang isang buhangin lang, pwedeng wala siyang kabuluhan. Pero pag tiningnan natin yung isang buhangin, kasama yung ibang buhangin, ang makikita natin ngayon ay hindi na lang buhangin, kundi isang beach. Tingnan natin ang star. Pwedeng na-appreciate natin yung nag-iisang star. But then when we look at the star in relation to the other stars, mas nagiging na-appreciate natin ang kalangitan. Ganun din ang buhay natin. When we look at ourselves na tayo lang as separate from other people, pwedeng walang saysay. But when we look at ourselves in relation to other people, in relation to the other beings dito sa universe, it becomes more meaningful. Kagaya lang din ng pimple mo. Diba? Yung nga lang, wala akong makitang may pimple dito. Nakakainis. Ang kikinis nyo. Diba? Salamat sa Oppo. Diba? Maganda ang filter. Okay. Sige, gamitin nyo na lang natin yung aking mga pimple. Okay, kasi wala akong makitang mga pimples sa inyo. Minsan nabibisit tayo sa mga pimple, ano? But you know what? Sabi ko kanina, turn your negative thoughts and emotions into positive energies. So ganun din. Make use of our limitations, make use of our imperfections into assets. So ako bilang isang professor din, no, I make use of my imperfections, no, in teaching. Just like for example nga, yung mga pimple marks ngayon dahil sa pagmamas, ginagamit ko siya sa geometry, no? Oh, nagiging geometric plane yung aking mukha ko minsan. Like for example, this one pimple, you call this point A, di ba? Another pimple, this is point B. Connect them together, di ba sabi nga natin, if we connect our lives to other lives, mas nagiging meaningful. So if point A is connected to point B, anong meron na tayo ngayon? You will now have your line AB, right? And there's another point there, point C, kasi medyo rich ako sa pimple halimbawa. So that's now your line BC. So pag kinonect mo yung A, B, and C, what do you have now? You don't just have points, you don't have just lines, you now have an angle. Kinonect pa natin si C doon kay A, ano nang meron tayo ngayon? You now have a triangle. Di ba? Mas nagiging meaningful siya. Marami, pinagpala ka sa pimple, no? Ayan, pagkukonektahin mo lahat, anong tawag mo na doon? It's a constellation. O, di ba? Nagamit, science naman siya, astronomy ngayon naman siya ngayon. Sobrang dami. Sama mo na rin yung mga butas-butas. Anong meron ka na ngayon? Galaxy. Rocky Road Galaxy. Oh. Dagdag natin dun sa Milky Way Galaxy natin. Mayroon tayong Rocky Road Galaxy. Nasaan? Sa mukha. Something like that. So yun. No, yung sinasabi ko. Okay? That when we build relationships, when we build connections, our life becomes more meaningful. Okay? Kagaya ng mga buhangin. Pag tiningnan natin siya in connection with the other buhangin, nakakabuo tayo ng isang beach. So, not the beach, ha? It's a beach. Okay? All right. So, establish a support system, no? Tayo, no matter how strong we are, no matter how resilient we are, dumarating din yung point na na-exhaust yung ating kakayanan. Okay? So, in this world that is very challenging, in this world that is full of, trickeries, it's full of problems, no? Even the petty problems or concerns sometimes become too heavy for a person to bear. And therefore, we need a support system. And this support system, again, this is our relationships. No? So we have to start a better relationship with our family members, with our friends, classmates, and professional network, church and community. Huwag niyong kakalimutan, mga anak, that in establishing a support system, in building relationships, we have to start from the very core, the nearest people dun sa atin, and that is our family. Sa inyo kasi, no, sa edad ng mga teenagers, usually, no, mas close kayo sa mga friends ninyo, mas open kayo sa mga friends ninyo. Na minsan nahuhuli nang nalalaman ng pamilya ninyo yung problema. Nalalaman na lang nila kung malala na. Yung nalaman na ng buong mundo dahil pinost mo yung problema mo, pero hindi mo pa siya na-open sa family mo. And that is a wrong notion. So we have to start strengthening our relationships from the core. That's our family. Pero hindi kasi lahat ng problema natin or concerns natin ay nasusolusyonan ng family members. Kasi minsan, sila pa nga yung problema natin. And therefore, we have to go next. And that is our friends, our classmates, professors, the church, the community, or professional network. Take note, my dear friends, sabi ko kanina, that a petty problem may become, too heavy for a person to carry alone. So we need other people. So take note of this, that sadness that is shared is divided, and happiness that is shared is multiplied. Di ba? That is why we have to build relationships. Sabi nga, no man is an island. Kaya dito yung sino dito yung wala pang jowa, yung mga kababaihan dito na walang jowa? Kindly raise your hands. MC, wala kang jowa, sa ganda mong yan. Sino pa? Galye, ano to? Cinder, wala kang jowa, nak? Ay naku, gaganda yung mga dalaga. Ay, dami nag-raise. Ayan, ito yung masasabi ko sa inyo mga anak. No, ilang araw na lang matatapos ng 2020. 2021 na, ano pang ginagawa niyo mga bebe ko, no? Ihabol niyo, meron pa kailang araw na natitira. Bakit? Kasi pag naging single pa kayo pagpasok ng 2021, magiging single forever na kayo. Maging Olympians kayo, single, single, single forever. Maganon. Sipa ang laro ninyo. Bakit? Kasi sabi, man needs man. Man needs man. O hindi naman needs a woman. Sila-sila na. Diba? Kahit gaano ka pagkaganda, hindi ka na nila papansinin. Bakit? Kasi sila-sila na nga, di ba? Man needs man. Pero charot lang yon. Okay. Kidding aside, man really needs man. Diba? So there are times that we need to be alone. There are times that we can mend ourselves na mag-isa. But there are more times wherein we need other people. Okay? So we have to build our support system. No? You have to strengthen our relationships. Sabi dito, relationships are like bread. They need to be made new each day. Okay? Para sa, di ba yung bread, na pag pinabayaan natin na tumagal, nagiging matigas siya or inaamag siya at hindi na natin siya mapakinabangan. Maliban na lang kung gagawin mong pudding, di ba? But then again, even nga yung ginawang pudding, ibig sabihin yung lumang tinapay ay ginawang bagong tinapay ulit. So ganon ang ating relationships. So when we already have established a relationship, huwag niyong hayaang mawala sila. Okay? Kailangan natin kumustahin yung ating mga friends, no? Like for example, yung mga childhood friends ninyo, kumustahin niyo sila. You don't need to talk to them every day, pero at least periodically, yung makita lang nila na naalala niyo sila, na hindi niyo sila nakalimutan. That is enough. Okay? So we have to make our relationships new each day. Yan, para hindi ka masabihan na saka lang nakakaalala pag may kailangan or pag may problema, di ba? So whether you have problems or wala, no, kailangan naalala natin sila, kinukumusta natin sila. Okay. Sabi dito, practice dali lang ha. Practice gratitude. It improves relationships. Ito yung mga anak. Sa buhay, kung saan tayong mga tao ay masyadong nagki-crave ng kung ano-ano, no? Sometimes discontented na tayo sa buhay. But then again, sabi ko dyan, there is no such thing as not enough to a grateful heart. Pag na-appreciate mo ang mga bagay na mayroon ka, walang hindi sapat. Okay? Ang taong nagrereklamo ng kulang ay yung taong hindi marunong magpasalamat. One professor once told me na, anak, pag kumain ka at wala kang ulam, magpasalamat ka pa din. At least may kanin ka. Yung ibang tao, ni walang kanin. Kung wala kang kanin at may tubig ka, magpasalamat ka pa rin kasi may tubig ka. Yung iba, wala lahat ng mga yan. So we have to be very grateful for whatever we have. Okay? Because aside from, feeling good, that also improves relationships. Imagine yourself, anak, na binigyan ka ng favor ng isang tao. Anong mararamdaman mo? Masaya ka, di ba? You feel valued. Di ba? And if you express your gratitude to that person, mararamdaman ng taong yun na, nakagawa ako ng something na mabuti. Na may kaya pala akong magpasaya ng ibang tao. So that positive feeling is now doubled. No? Masaya ka kasi they care for you and masaya yung nagbigay sa'yo dahil na-appreciate yung ginawa niya. And that improves the relationship. Now, the tendency is that the more that the person would give para mas makaramdam ng appreciation and the like, or para mas mapatunayan niya sa sarili niya that he is capable of doing something. So practice gratitude. And do not even count your blessings. Di ba? Madalas natin naririnig that when you are down or when you are lonely, you have to count your blessings. No! Mapapagod ka. Because if we count our blessings in its real sense, it's endless. It's countless. No? Hindi matatapos ang pagbibilang natin ng blessings. So don't dare count your blessings na lang. Further, do not even say that this is a small blessing or a big blessing. No. Do not quantify your blessings. Blessings do not have sizes. Blessings do not have quantities. Blessings are blessings. Because the small blessing that you may be considering, no, could be a big blessing for other people. So don't say small blessing or maliit na bagay. Dahil pwedeng sa iba ay malaking bagay na yan. Okay? So practice gratitude. Make it an attitude. Sabi nga natin, attitude of gratitude. And when talking about giving and sharing, I would like to share you my original thought that the more you receive, the more you give. Di ba? Madalas nating naririnig that the more you receive, the more you give, the more you receive. Di ba? So doon, iniisip natin na pag nagbigay ako ng mas marami yung babalik sa akin. It's like implying na we are expecting something in return. No? But then again, mga anak, makakapagbigay ba kayo ng something kung wala muna kayong na-receive na blessing? Hindi, di ba? Kaya ka nga nakapagbigay dahil naka-receive ka muna. So we were able to receive first before we were able to give. So, kung mas marami yung na-receive natin, mas marami din yung ma-share natin. That is my philosophy in life. That is why sabi nila, I do a lot of things. No? I have my own company. I teach sa isang university. No? I work as a consultant sa iba't ibang institutions. Marami akong racket. Nag-online selling ako. No? Mga ganun. Marami akong racket. Ang lagi nilang sinasabi, nagpapayaman ka masyado. No? Pero sa akin, it's not. No? Hindi ako nagpapayaman. Kasi if you ask me kung mayroon akong savings, yes, I have 30,000 savings, no? Considering na ang dami kong ginagawa pero yun lang ang savings ko. It's only 30,000. O yung mga nagbabalak diyan na na mangidnap sa mga anak ko o mang-hold up sa akin, hindi kayo yaman sa 30,000, so wag na kayong wag niyo nang ituloy, binabalak niyo. Okay. So yun. So sabi ko, hindi ako nagpapayaman because the more I receive blessings, the more na naibabahagi ko siya. So hindi ko hinuhoard yung pera, kagaya ng sinasabi ni Sir kanina that you have to save. Tama yung sinabi ni Sir kanina, Sir Eric, no? And thank you, no, sa webinar na ito kasi alam mo yun, nagising ako sa katotohanan that we also have to save. It's all right to share, pero kailangan may matira din sa atin. Kasi sabi nga nila, give until it hurts. But no. Because when you give until it hurts, when you give until wala nang natira sa'yo, paano ka pa makakapagbigay sa iba? Di ba? Parang business yan eh. Na pag binigay mo lahat, pati kapital mo, paano ka mo ipagpapatuloy ang business mo? So kailangan may matira kahit konti. Dahil out of that konti, doon ka ulit magsisimula. So yun. Ngayon, the more blessings that you are receiving now, the more that you should be giving. Okay? And do not expect something in return. No? Kagaya ng sinasabi na, the more you give, the more you receive. No. Before we could give, naka-receive muna tayo. At pag mas maraming ma-receive natin, mas marami yung pwede nating i-share sa ibang tao. Diba? Ayan. So, bakit ko sinasite, no? Bakit may mga Domenden 2020 dyan? Because these are included in my book that if you want to cite them, no, you can make use of that proper citation. Okay? Yan. And sabi dito, positivity should not stop sa ating sarili. It should start from ourselves, no? It should continue dun sa ating relationships and of course even in our career. Take note mga anak that career is one of the major turns in our lives. Okay? In fact, from the very moment na nag-aral tayo, we are already preparing for that career. Tama? Na kaya sinasabi sa'yo, mag-aral ka ng mabuti para magkaroon ka ng magandang trabaho. Diba? So yun ang isa sa mga major goals natin sa buhay. Pinaghahandaan natin sa buhay. In fact, the first 20 years of our lives, ito yung tinatawag natin na year or period of learning. Okay? Then from your 20 to 60 years, that's 40 years, that's the period of earning. Okay? And from your retirement to your death, that is the period of yearning. We yearn. This is the time that we go back to our past, examine our lives, at doon natin mararamdaman na naging happy ba ako sa buhay ko? No? Na-achieve ko ba yung aking goals sa buhay? Yun. Now, kung makikita natin mga anak, ang haba ng panahon na ginugugol natin sa ating career. Kasi doon pa lang sa pagtatrabaho, that is already 40 to 45 years. Idagdag mo pa yung 20 years na pag-aaral mo, di ba? So, we spent most of our years preparing for a career. So bakit ko sinasabing first 20 years? Kasi nga ang learning ay nangyayari from the very moment that we were born. Okay? Or that we are born. Okay. So ngayon, ang tip ko sa inyo para mag-flourish kayo sa career is to love what you do or do something that you love. When you are working or when you are in a job that you are not happy of, that is not in your inclination, you will not be happy. Okay? Para kang, alam mo yun, para kang ibang kaluluwa na nilagay sa katawan ng ibang tao. Or para kang, alam mo yung sinasabuhay mo isang buhay na hindi yun ang gusto mo. So if you want to have a better career or a happy career, you have to love what you do, or you do what you love. Because if you love what you do, love me what you do. If you love what you do, you are not working at all. You are simply living your life. If you are, if you may observe what I'm doing right now, my facial expression, my, my body language and everything, this is an expression of love. And I don't feel like I'm doing a job right now. I don't feel like I'm working right now. I just feel like, I'm just living my life. Kasi madaldal talaga ako, talkative talaga ako. And this is just normal. I don't see this as a work, no? So para sa akin, I'm just living my life. So, there are 4 things that we have to consider para mas maging flourishing yung ating career. Number 1, what do I love? Identify the thing that you love doing. Okay? Just like si Elisha, I think love niya ang pagkanta, love niya ang pag-compose. Anak, that is one way, no? If you make that as a career, then I believe na magiging happy ka. Okay? But then again, hindi lahat ng gusto natin or mahal nating gawin ay diretso na sa successful career. No. You should also be good at something, no? So dapat yung mahal mong gawin, yung bagay na gustong-gusto mong gawin, dapat marunong ka rin doon. Okay? So, at first, pwedeng hindi tayo marunong doon sa stuff na yon. But as long as we live, we are given an opportunity to learn. Do not stop learning. Because when you stop learning, you are already old. You want to stay young, then continue learning. No? The very moment that you stop learning, whether you are in your 20s, 40s, or 60s, matanda ka na. Okay? So para mas mapanatili na bata tayo, we have to maintain that attitude of a learner, which is being open, no? Being accepting. Ayan. We have to continue learning. So if you are not good at something that you love, then learn it. Okay? And master that stuff. So yun. So once na na-master mo yon, dalawa na. Love mo at magaling ka doon. Okay? Now, successful, like for example, yung pagkakanta, I love it. Magaling akong kumanta. Okay. So, would I make a successful career? Hindi. No, hindi pa. Kailangan natin i-consider ngayon yung pangatlo. So, what does the world need? So, when we talk about what does the world need, we are now talking about our market. Okay? We are now talking about our market. So if your product is hindi kailangan ng ibang tao, hindi ka kikita or walang tatangkilik. So you need to do something, or you need to delve into something that the world really needs para mayroon kang siguradong market. Ayan. So yung singing mo ba, anak, meron ka bang market? Kailangan ba ng world 'yon? Yes, no? 'Di ba? Kahit saan nga tayo, may mga pa-imo-imo tayo, nag-aaral tayo, nakikinig tayo ng music. So, the world needs songs. No? Lalo na nga pag mga love, ayan, dyan kayo magaling. Okay. And, of course, pangatlo, mayroon kang market. But, will you be getting paid for doing that? Mababayaran ka ba or kikita ka ba from that? Yun. So, pag nakita mo yung apat na yan, no, at na-develop mo yung mga bagay na yan, then you will have a good career. But of course, kailangan din natin ng tamang timing. Okay, so again, I would just like to share my story, na as a young child, I was fascinated with science, okay, especially biology. So I envisioned myself to be a scientist, working in laboratory, or yung alam mo yung ala Kuya Kim, no, na nag-experiment or nagdi-discover ng flora and fauna, something like that. So that is something that I love. Am I good at it? Yes, I was excelling in science, no? Kino-contest ako sa mga science fairs noon. Does the world need it? Yes. Kasi, alam mo yun, kailangan natin ng discovery. Pero again, I was not given the opportunity na maging scientist kasi nga halos hindi nga ako pinag-aral, di ba? So ngayon, nung naging working student ako, sabi ko, wow, I can now fulfill my dream to become a scientist. Kung hindi man scientist as a biologist or whatever, kahit science teacher man lang. But then again, wala man lang education na course dun sa school na pinasukan ko. So yung sinasabi ko kanina, that our plans may not go as planned, no? The opportunities na kailangan natin ay pwedeng wala. Yung circumstances, pwedeng hindi siya favorable sa atin. But for as long as you know what you want, hindi ka mawawala. So, what did I do? no? Sige, walang science major, then I enrolled mathematics. That is pure science, di ba? Pag nag-mathematics ako, naging mathematician ako, scientist pa rin ako, di ba? Kasi pure science nga ang mathematics. Tapos, I was disappointed sa mathematics. That's why I shifted to psychology. Again, psychology is a social science. Yeah? So scientist pa rin ako. Social scientist nga lang. Okay. Now, when I graduated, no, ayoko yung trabaho ng 8 to 5 na may boss, maganon. So I originally dreamed of becoming my own boss. Dahil ayoko ng may boss, I wanted to be my own boss. Okay? Pero since paano ako magiging my own boss, fresh grad ako. So of course I started as an employee, no, from the lowest rank hanggang sa nagpalipat-lipat sa ibang institusyon, no. Actually matagal sa akin ang 2 years, no. 2 years iiyak na ako niyan. So I have to leave that company na. Okay. Sabi nga nila sa akin noon, I am a rolling stone, no? Parang rolling stone daw ako. And rolling stones gather no moss. Alam mo yung sinagot ko dun sa nagsabi sa akin kasi matanda. No, na yung first job niya, yun yung job niya hanggang nag-retire siya. So sabi ko sa kanya noon, if I am a rolling stone, then what are you? Are you a falling debris? Are you a falling debris? Kasi pabagsak na siya, ganun. And what will I do with the moss anyway, sabi ko. But you know what? Hindi niya alam that what I was doing, yung palipat-lipat ako ng organization, is for me to gather the skills, the knowledge sa iba't ibang larangan in preparation doon sa gusto kong gawin to become my own boss. Diba? So nakikita nyo, people may misjudge us. People may misunderstand us. But for as long as you know yourself, you know what you want to achieve, huwag kayong magpapatinag. Okay. So, what did I do? Ngayon, yung career ko ngayon, no, naging motivational speaker ako, no, dito sa region and the like. So, is this something that I love? Yes, I talk a lot. No? Kulang na nga lang pagkapanganak ko, nagdadaldal na ako eh. Ayan. So even in my early childhood, I was often tapped as a talent, no, para mag-deliver ng talk whatsoever. Basta I was involved in a lot of talking, no. I also serve as, you know, yung alam mo yung voice over, yung pag may program is, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, maganon. The psychologist of the North, maganon, no? Pero hindi nila nakikita yung mukha ko. Bakit? Kasi nga, voice over lang, nakatago ako. Kasi nga, I feel like ang pangit-pangit ko, no? Na kapag noong unang lumabas ako, na kailangan kong lumabas na sa entablado, alam yun, hinahanap niya, wow, gandang boses, hinahanap nila yung nagsasalita. Nung napagtanto na ako talaga yung nagsasalita, hindi siya lip sync, no? Sabi nila, ha? Gandang boses, pangit mukha. Parang gano'n. But I don't care for as long na may maganda sa akin. Ayun. Yun. Is this something that I love? Yes. Is this something that I am good at? I feel like I'm good at it. Is this something that the world needs? I think so. Lalo sa panahon ngayon kung saan tayo dumaranas ng maraming pagsubok, no? People need inspiration. The world needs inspiration. And so I have to talk. I have to use what I love. I have to use what I am good at. Does this stuff get me paid? Yes, I get paid. No? Delivering talks, delivering lectures, I get paid. No? I may not get paid monetarily, pwedeng hindi nyo ako babayaran, no? Pero alam nyo yun, the appreciation, yung makita mo lang na may isang taong na-appreciate ka, isang taong na-touch ang buhay, that is more than the monetary payment. Doon tayo eh. Ngayon, yung pagsasalita ko ba, magandang career? Yes. No? Malaki ba ang bayad? Depende. No? Pag sa private institutions ka, medyo malaki ang bayad. Pero pag sa gobyerno ka, ay kuripot yan. No? Tatawaran yung PF mo na parang isda, babawasan pa automatically ng tax. Yun yung tip natin. But then again, sabi ko nga, it's not about money eh. Depende naman kasi dun sa lifestyle mo, sabi nga ni Sir Eric kanina. Yung monetary goal mo, depende yun sa lifestyle mo at sa gusto mo. Depende kung ano yung definition mo of enough. Okay? So, may pangkain ka, tapos may pang milk tea ka, is that enough at masaya ka na ba doon? Okay. Okay ka na. No? Yun. So, it's nasa sa atin kung na i-determine or i-set yung income na gusto natin. Okay? Now, lahat ng successful people started with a dream. Diba? So we have, in our careers, we have to start with a dream. Kahit nandyan ka na ngayon, pag-graduate ka na ngayon, don't stop dreaming. Kasi the fulfillment of your graduation is not the fulfillment of the dream eh. You may start dreaming or dream every day, no? But make sure mga anak that when you dream, you have to get up and make it real. Your dream will not become real without you working for it. Hindi ibang tao ang gagawa niyan para sa'yo. Dahil bawat isa sa atin ay mayroong kanya-kanyang dream, may kanya-kanyang pangarap. And so they will work for their dreams. So ganon, ikaw mismo ang mag-work for your dream. Okay? And sabi dito, this is my formula of success. You dream big. Work bigger than your dreams. And you will have the biggest output. Diba? So para madaling matandaan, big, bigger, biggest. So big, you have to dream big. You work bigger than your dreams para yung output mo biggest. So paano yan? Like for example, I dreamed of having a company or an office to be my own boss. So that is a big dream. Bakit? Kasi karamihan sa atin, pag sinabi mo, anong pangarap mo? Makahanap ng magandang trabaho, ganyan-ganyan. So maging employee, maging, tauhan. Pero sa akin, ayoko maging tauhan. Gusto ko ako yung boss. So that is bigger than the other dreams, right? So that is a bigger dream. That is a big dream. At para mangyari yon, di ba? When you dream big kasi, it will make you anxious eh. No? Sabi dito, paano natin masasabi na yung dream natin is big enough? If your dreams do not make you anxious, your dream is not big enough. So ibig sabihin, pag kampante ka, kung komportable ka pa doon sa pangarap mo, ay sisiw lang yan, no? Maliit na bagay lang yan. Pwede kasing yan ang pangarap din ng karamihan. But if you want to make a difference, if you want to dream bigger, make sure that your dream will make you anxious. Ito yung kinakabahan tayo. When I started my private practice, when I started putting up my own company, no, ang dami kong takot. But the anxiety or the fear should not stop you. It should, motivate you to do better. Sinasabi lang kasi pag natakot tayo, ibig sabihin may risk. And so pag may risk, then we have to prepare. Okay? So the more anxious you are, the more that you have to prepare for it. Okay? Para ma-achieve mo yung dream mo. So I wanted to be my own boss, to have an office. But I worked like I wanted more. I worked like, di ba? Kumbaga, nangarap ako ng isa lang. Pero nagtrabaho ako na parang ang gusto ko ay dalawa. Di ba? So at the end of the day, pwedeng, hindi mo na-achieve yung output mo dun sa pangalawa, but you now have more output than the original set at output. Di ba? Nag-gets nyo yun? It's like gusto ko ng 85 na grade. Pero nag-work ka ng nag-work, no? Like you want 95. At the end of the day, pwede hindi mo na-achieve yung 95. Pero ang na-achieve mo ay more than yung originally na sinet mo. Nag-gets nyo ba yon? And that makes the output biggest. Okay? So that's the formula. I hope you're getting my point, mga anak, ha? If you don't get it, just type in sa chat box para natin. Okay. Ma-clarify natin. All right. Ayan. Minsan may mga gusto tayong gawin, It's like I want to have my own business. I want to become my own boss. Pero minsan natatakot tayo, no? Natatakot tayo na suungin yung mga yon dahil you feel inadequate. And that's good. If you feel inadequate, if you feel that you are not enough, if you feel like you don't know everything na kailangan mong malaman para pumasok sa isang career or sa isang larangan, then yun yung sinasabi nating attitude of a learner. Accepting that you do not know everything. Accepting that you don't understand everything. Sabi nga, di ba, there's more, I'm gonna ever be done. Di ba? Ayun. Yun. So, pag may gusto kang gawin, pero feeling mo hindi ka enough, then, di ba sabi ng kanta, never enough. If you are never enough, then learn. Okay? Sabi nga, don't stop learning. And if you think like there's no opportunity, na hindi ka makapasok sa ganitong hotel or ganitong establishment dahil wala pang job opportunity, huwag kang maghintay. Mag-create ka ng opportunity for yourself. And that's what I did. No? I want to become my own boss. I can never be my own boss when I go to companies or agencies. So I have to put up my own. Siguro sabihin nyo, wow, big time ka siguro, sir. No. As I have mentioned, wala akong pera. Naging working student ako. I started from the scratch. There were even times when I was working na pagkatapos ng sahuran, I only have 500 pesos allowance hanggang sa next sahuran. Because I was sending my siblings then. I was supporting my parents then. So ganun kahirap ang buhay. There were even times na, alam mo yun, kailangan mong mangutang. Tama yung sabi ni Sir Eric kanina, na yung uutang ka ulit para ibayad sa utang mo, para mabuhay ka. No? Sa mga financial advisors, dinidiscourage nila yon. But then again, for a person na who is fighting for his or her survival, kailangan mong gawin yon. Di ba? Kailangan mong gawin yon. Na sinasabi nila na magtabi ka ng savings. Paano ka magsisave kung wala kang pangkain? Di ba? So unahin mo yung survival mo. So what I did, my dear mga anak, I was working then para mabuhay kami araw-araw. There were times na as in walang-wala kami. There are times na pati yung mga sofa, hanapin mo lahat ng nakasiksik na barya para may pamasahe yung kapatid ko papuntang school. So what I did, connections. May mga kaibigan akong nagpapalay away ng mga alahas, something like that. So ang gagawin ko, uutangin ko yung alahas. Then isasanla ko yung alahas para magkaroon ako ng cold cash. At racket ako ng racket para matubos ko yung alahas na yon, and the same time mabayaran ko yung pinag-utangan ko ng alahas na yan. So ganun ang technique ko noon. For as long na may gasolina yung aking sasakyan, lalabas ako na walang pera. Pero uuwi ako, I make sure na may pera ako. Diskarte dito, diskarte doon. Pero sabi nga nila, paano magiging holy yung pera? That's the question a while ago, di ba? Yung pera ay nagiging holy if it is done in proper manners or proper ways. No, sa mga worthwhile things. The money is holy when it is obtained sa pamamagitan ng maaayos na paraan. For as long na wala kang tinatapakang tao, wala kang binaviolate na law, rumakit ka lang, wag kang mahiya. Di ba sinasabi nila na college student ka, graduate ka, pero nag-online selling ka, so what? No? So what? At least hindi mo hiningi yung pera na yon. Hindi ka umasa sa iba. So yun. Create opportunities. So what I did, out from my meager income, no, as an employee before, I started, renting an office. Yung office na yon, 6,000 pesos. And I was required to pay 1 month deposits. 1 month deposit, 2 months advanced. Pero sabi ko, ito lang ang pera ko ngayon. Pwede po bang every month na lang ako magbabayad? Alam yon? So ito yung human skills. Na napapayag ko yung may-ari ng building na mag-monthly lang muna ako dahil sa human skills na to, yung pakikisama na yon. And I was able, to build, no? Tapos yun nga, yung saving na. Every income, kailangan nagtatabi ka na para mapalago mo yung negosyo mo. Walang nagnenegosyo na gustong ganun lang yung negosyo niya nung nag-umpisa hanggang forever, na ganun lang kaliit yung negosyo. Lahat tayo, if we endeavor into something, we want to improve, di ba? Gusto nating mapalago yun. So ganun ang gagawin natin. If you have income, pag marami kang pera, huwag kang mamuhay na parang ang yaman-yaman mo na. Kailangan magtabi ka para doon sa pagpapalago ng negosyo mo or ng opportunity that you created. And take note, my dear friends, hindi natin mamamalayan that originally you created something for yourself. Pero later on, you are also creating opportunities for other people. Diba? So, I originally wanted to be my own boss. Yung walang boss, ako lang mismo, private practice. Pero hindi ko namamalayan, nagkaroon ako ng isang empleyado, hanggang sa naging 2 empleyado, naging 3, naging 4, naging more than 10. I only had 1 clinic, hanggang sa naging 2, naging 3, naging 4. Yun. So you have to create opportunities for yourselves. Do not wait for them. We just need to be creative. We just need to be imaginative. At kailangan natin ng tapang. Of course, may risk ang mga bagay na ito. But then again, yung risk na yon ay mami-minimize if we learn. Okay? So sabi ni Sir Eric kanina, you have to do something that you are good at. Hindi mo alam yung business, just like your yung business na yon, stock exchange, tapos magpupunta ka doon. Tama yon, no? Bago ako naging successful sa business, I started with travel agency. It was an in-demand business then. But I know nothing about travel agency. Diba? So it failed. Then, I put up a computer shop. Yun yung time na 30 pesos to 50 pesos bawat oras pa lang ang renta noon. But I know nothing about computers. Hindi ako marunong mag-troubleshoot. Hindi ako marunong mag-repair. So bumagsak siya. Kasi unang-una, I don't love that business. No? I don't love that. Feeling ko lang kasi in demand siya. I'm not good at it. Although that's what people needs. That's what people need. Pero I'm not good at it eh. So I have stuff. But then again, iba pa rin pag ikaw yung gumagawa. Okay? So, you have to learn, and work. And take note, my dear friends, sabi ko nga, I failed twice sa business. Pero hindi ako napanghinaan ng loob. Hindi ako tumigil. Kundi, tiningnan ko kung ano yung kaya kong gawin. Tiningnan ko kung ano yung masaya akong gawin. So, kung nag-fail ako at tumigil ako, sa tingin nyo ba narating ko to? No. So, ito yung mantra ko noon. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. Na mag-fail ka man pa ulit-ulit, okay lang yon for as long as you are learning from those failures. But then again, if you are failing in the same stuff na ginagawa mo, parang halimbawa sa pag-ibig, paulit-ulit kang nasasaktan, paulit-ulit kang nagpe-fail, hindi ka natututo, no? Yun. So failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of it, no? Don't be embarrassed, no? It's not terminal. Ibig sabihin hindi yan yung end ng pangarap mo. Kasi if that is the end of your dream, lahat ng mga taong successful ngayon, dapat hindi sila naging successful. Di ba? Kasi lahat ng mga taong successful ngayon, mayroon ding failures. And take note of this, life may not go easy. There are obstacles along our way. And when an obstacle blocks your way, let the obstacle become the way. Kagaya halimbawa ng pag naglalakad ka sa isang trail, tapos may puno o kaya bato na nakaharang, removing the obstacle may be burdensome, may be so heavy for you, or may be impossible for you to do at the moment. Okay? So instead of, excuse me for a while. So instead of exhausting your energy, removing the obstacle, tumuntong ka mismo doon sa obstacle. Na pag may rock na humarang, tumuntong ka sa rock. Pag may punong humarang, dumaan ka doon sa puno, tapos gungunam ka sa, di ba? So it even makes our life more thrilling and adventurous. If it is not possible for us to walk over the obstacle, then make a detour. Gumawa ka ng panibagong trail. In that way, you are also making a way for other people who are coming after you. Di ba? You did not only create a way for yourself, but you also paved a way for other people. Your travel may be longer than the original one, but then again, it became richer because you had another experience. You had another adventure. And take note, my dear friends, do not always look or do not always go to the comfortable one. Dahil kung lahat ay dumadaan sa comfortable na daan, then lahat ng tao nandun, matatraffic at matatraffic. You have to create, you have to look at their ways. Okay? Ayan. Actually, malapit na tayong matapos mga anak. And of course, sabi nga natin, we are undergoing this pandemic, no? And other events sa buhay natin na kung minsan pinapadapa tayo. Pero kagaya ng mga halaman, di ba? Dumapaman tayo during yung malakas ng ulan, pero pag sikat ng araw, dahan-dahan din tayong babangon, mamumukadkad, di ba? Di ba? Parang mga bulaklat kaya, di ba? Bulaklat. Ayun. So we need to practice positivity amidst adversity. And I have actually a step-by-step formula when it comes to this. And that is the Frames model of positivity, which I developed myself during the time of pandemic. So ito yung tinatawag natin na post-traumatic growth. That when we undergo or when we experience traumatic experiences or difficult circumstances, make sure that at the end of the day, we come out stronger. We come out more productive. And that is your fika. When we say fika, that is a Swedish term which means slow down. Di ba? Nakakapagod eh. So kailangan mo magpahinga konti. And sometimes, habang nagpapahinga tayo, we need to reflect. Reflect on what? Reflect on the meaning of life. Reflect on the meaning of the experience. Originally, the experience may be seen as something negative. But then again, lahat ng bagay bipolar. Kung may positive ay may negative, mayroong positive counterpart yan. Hanapin mo yung counterpart nun, and that is your alternative exploration. Okay? And after exploring the positive counterpart of the negative circumstance, then we have to meld it. When we say meld, we have to integrate that positive meaning, positive thought, positive emotion in our thought, in our emotions, and in our actions. And if we were able to do that, we'll come out as evolved person. Ibig sabihin, nag-evolve tayo, nagbago tayo. Hindi na tayo yung tao na kapag nakita natin yung circumstance na ito, negative, sumusuko agad. No. 'Di ba? Pag binago natin yung pananaw natin, the way we look and the way we feel at things, we come out as evolved individuals. But then again, sabi ko nga, yung benefit na yon should not stop doon sa atin. We need to resonate it. We need to share it para mas maging kapakipakinabang. At lahat ng bagay na iyan, the step-by-step ways of how to do their frames, no? Yung lahat ng na-discuss natin kanina are elaborated sa aking book. So that's why if you are interested, just message me or you can course it through Miss Fernandez or Miss sino yon? O yung inyong mga host ngayon, no? Or moderators para doon sa mga orders and deliveries if you are interested. Okay? And with that, mga anak, no? I think that's enough. That's all for this afternoon. That's all I want to share sa hapon na ito. I hope you were able to learn something. Excuse me. Kung kailan pa patapos sa kakainubo. Ayaw pa ako matapos. Ayan. So let me end my presentation with my words that if you have learned something, teach others. If you were inspired, inspire others too. And if you are grateful, pay it forward. And with that, thank you and God bless. Yeah.
Wow. Grabe. Thank you very much, Dr. Nhorly. Sobrang na-touch mo po ako. And for sure, lahat po ng ating participants na nasa Zoom at viewers po natin sa Facebook Live. Grabe yung sobrang tumatak po sa akin na yung sinabi po ninyo na we define our happiness because positivity starts in ourselves. And totoo nga naman, it is up to us na maging happy and be positive. And gusto ko po malaman ninyo na I am an Abernian too. Laki po akong Abra and I am from Banggid Abra. Yes, we are both Abernians po. Thank you so
much. Pilar.
Oh yes, I saw it po kasi sa book po ninyo sa cover.
Ay.
Thank you very much, sir.